Welcome to the Around the Maritimes podcast, the official English language podcast of the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League, presented by Carlsberg. We are back in action. Hi, good to see you. Mavs Gillis welcoming everyone back from the holiday break, from the World Junior break, and from the trade period. There's certainly a lot of things going on in the league, and one of the guys who has been putting up numbers in the league this year, Justin Larose, joins me for a nice conversation talking about his time in Victoriaville, going to Drummondville, and then now playing for the Newfoundland Regiment, and 62 points on the season as of this recording. So a fun conversation with Justin, and Justin's done the two-peat. He was on our French podcast earlier in the year, steps up to do the English podcast, which is really interesting. It's great to see. Again, we had a conversation about how, he wants to make sure that he works on the English, and that's a great part about the cultural exchange of the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League is we learn some en français, and the Quebecois, they get to learn a bit of Anglais, which is really cool, especially in this, in the world of hockey. They want to go on to play professional hockey, whether it be in the National Hockey League, the American Hockey League, East Coast Hockey League, or across the world. There's comes a point where for these hockey players, yes, it's important to have the mother tongue, but if you end up playing in Birmingham, Alabama, not a lot of French going on there, I don't think. Although for the French population of Birmingham, Alabama that are tuning in, just we excuse, just we de soul, I think. Just we de soleil. I I don't want to say I'm the son. I just want to say sorry. But anyways, listen, we've got Justin Larose coming up here on the podcast as well. Dave Curnow, as we get ourselves set. 20 games left in the regular season. The run to the playoffs is beginning now, and seeding is so important. Dave Curnow, my friend, joining the Around the Maritime podcast, wearing a shirt of a football team that is still playing as of this recording. Go ahead, show it off. Show it off. Show it off the foot. There you go. There you go. All right. There you go. That makes our New England fans of the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League so happy.
Yeah, your viewership just doubled.
Just doubled. Yeah. Oh, trust me, I have heard enough about the New England Patriots this season from our entire office. You've been good. You're good, Dave. You don't give it to me. Cecil Wright, who does basketball with me on Monday nights, is notorious letting me know about the Celtics, the Bruins, and the Patriots.
Yeah.
And the Red Sox as well. I mean, that's the one I'd say. But yeah, no, it's hey, we represent our teams well, Dave. We represent our teams well.
That's and I've never really been one to gloat, but hey, we'll see what happens come February the 8th.
Yeah. Well, I know we'll be in Cape Breton that weekend for Red Cup as well, QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink. So looking forward to that. And man, I'm just looking forward to talking Q with you because it's been a while. We've been off on the holiday break, and you had a chance go back to the motherland. You were home in Newfoundland, and you got to experience the Mary Brown Center for a Newfoundland Regiment game. What was it like to see the Q League back in St. John's?
Oh, buddy. Yeah, you're right. I got a chance to sneak home for a quick kind of impromptu trip to my homeland. And lucky enough, while I was home, yes, the regiment were in town for a 2-game set with the Gatineau Olympique. And let me tell you, Mavs, you're absolutely right. To see that Mary Brown Center, a near capacity crowd, great atmosphere in the rink, great in-game that they have going on there. Really engaged with their fan base. The product on the ice was really good this particular night. The team, they come away with a win. It was 3 or 4-1, I believe, a regiment victory. And just, again, you see in guys like Justin Larose, the Danasek. Oh, my goodness, Danasek. That kid was so impressive this particular night that I got to see him. He is just such a crafty player in the offensive zone. And, of course, they roll out their new goalie, Louis-Antoine Deneau, who is just an absolute monster of a kid. 6'8", not on skates.
We got a chance to see Deno during an Islanders telecast, and I happened to be in between the benches, so I got to see up close and personal just what 6'8" on skates looked like. And you're talking about just keep the puck out of the net. Well, it's hard to find space along the ice when the pad length just takes away all 6 feet and then some.
That's right. So it's it makes a whole pile of sense that he's 6-1 since coming over and tending goal for the Newfoundland Regiment, who are on an absolute heater right now. 8-2 in their last 10, 4-1 in their last 5, and this team is just humming right now at the right time. As you talked about it, we have flipped the page. We are into the back half of the season, and the playoff push has begun.
And for me, Dave, we're talking playoffs here, and when I take a look at the overall standings in the league right now, it really is like the spots between, um, Blainville's sitting in at 52 points, along with Shawinigan and Rouen. Newfoundland's got 50, Cape's got 49, Charlottetown 48, and then Quebec 46. This is a real knife fight going down the stretch, especially due to the fact that, and maybe I'm making too much of this. I might be guilty of that, but the reseeding in the second round. I know
Mm.
if you want to win a title, you have to go through the good teams. But if you have, Cape Breton, Newfoundland currently sitting in at 7 and 8, no upsets in that first round. You'd have Cape Breton taking on Chicoutimi and Newfoundland taking on Moncton in that second round.
Wouldn't that be great hockey?
Oh, it would be incredible hockey. And again, Newfoundland's been hot, as has Cape Breton. I know they had a rough road trip.
Yep.
However, taking on some of the big teams out there. But this is a Cape Breton team right now that they have found some offense. Reese Peisch is playing at the level that people expected him to be playing at now.
No question. There was a couple of head scratches around the Reese Pike trade because you and I have talked about this numerous times, Mav, whether it's on an Eastlink broadcast or off camera, how he was such a dominant player in the U18 Nova Scotia League for the Cole Harbour Wolfpack, and everybody thought that was going to translate over into the Q. Maybe not right away, but over time, Reese Peisch would regain that dominance that he once had in that U18 league. And I think we are finally starting to see that pay dividends for the Cape Breton Eagles, who, you're right, excuse me, they have. That's a team that, again, you and I talked about many times on broadcast. They could not put the puck in the net, but they were doing a really good job of keeping it out. So they were winning tight games. They were going to overtime a bunch of times. So they were collecting these points, which is helping put them in a good spot in the standings because, again, a lot of question marks that were coming in with this Cape Breton team leading into the season. And I think it's safe to say that as of right now, they have far surpassed expectations. They are playing above where a lot of people have put them. You glanced over it, right? Let's not glance. Let's dig into it a little bit. 2-5 on a very tough road trip. Of course, they get kicked out of Center 200 to make way and host the under 18 World Female Hockey Championships, which we can maybe get into a little bit later. But that road trip, that's their first road trip after they trade the big dog, Tommy Utah. So now their defense is getting a little bit exposed. So, they gave up 28 goals in that stretch. They leave that road trip in a minus 15 goal differential. But you're absolutely right. Putting that all aside, I think this team is going to really compete and be a real pain in the side for a lot of teams coming down the stretch.
Dave, we talk about Cape Breton being a pain in the side down the stretch. I think the second gear and this next 20 games, you're going to see the pain in the side come from the Charlottetown Islanders because with Ivan Urabakin coming into this team and the chemistry that he has right now up on that top line. Saturday night, Nathan Leake has been on a tear, and I'm not just saying that because he puts a big viral clip on my Instagram by saying he eats two McChickens with bacon and root beer as his pregame meal back to U18 hockey. But Nathan Leake has 4 goals in that game against the Mooseheads, and that a lot of that set up by the play of Ivan Ryabkin. Ryabkin just he fell out of the sky for this Jim Holton team, and all of a sudden they have a very serious offensive piece.
They do, but first off, I was doing it all wrong coming up. I was trying to do the pasta thing before games. I should have been eating McDonald's by the looks of it. Maybe I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you now, but I digress. And yeah, Nathan Leake, 9 goals in the month of January. You talked about it. He dropped 4 on Halifax and on their January, I believe, 17th game. But we're back, and yes, this kid falls into Jim Holton's lap. You know, Jim Holton just has a magnet for these offensive weapons that come to Charlottetown, and this kid has been lights out ever since coming here. Kind of reading up a little bit on this kid, the Carolina second rounder who heading into that draft, a lot of people saying he was a top 10 to 15 talent in that draft class. Reason why he probably slipped to the second round was maybe work ethic and attitude a little bit, but hey, he's a 17, 18-year-old kid. That's to be expected for some of these guys, right? Like, get him in front of Robbie Brindamore, he'll change that on him pretty quick, right? But again, he's set some records in the Russian junior leagues. He was producing more offensively than Michkov and Demidov in that junior league at the same age. And I'm sure we know who those two guys are, right? So yeah, what a get for Holton. And he can really be a spark plug because you and I've talked about it as well. This Charlottetown team came out like they were shot out of a cannon to start the year. And they come back down to reality a little bit. And now things are starting to go Charlottetown's way once again. And again, what a get for Holton and the Islanders.
And you talk about the Eagles picking up overtime points. The Islanders have 14 overtime games this year. So that right there, you've got a bunch of points coming in there. And that's the same. Cape Breton with 11. These both are battle tested and playing right now. Again, Newfoundland, Cape Breton, Charlottetown. 7, 8, 9 in the standings as we're recording here, with a lot of games in the division coming up. Excited to see that. The other side of things in this division is we've got Halifax and St. John. St. John, again, they've got bright spots coming up, but it's a very top heavy roster. Like, I'll just to talk about Scott Wheeler from the Athletic, his midseason 64. You've got 3 guys from St. John that are getting NHL draft looks. Murnix, of course, Cam Chartrand, and Dylan Rossi there. And that's not even including Alexei Joseph. But this is a team that still is having, is now currently fighting to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and like you and I have talked about on this podcast before, this team, if they keep this core together, oh my goodness, they are going to be dangerous for years to come. And Alexei Joseph leading the team in scoring as a 16-year-old. And we also talked about how coming back from that U17 experience where he's coming off the high of the gold medal, well, he has really popped off for the Sea Dogs since coming back from that event. And looking at it today, this Sea Dogs team, the average age for the team is just under 18 years old. So you talk about a young core and getting it done and all those nice NHL draft prospects that you just listed off. And then they go out and they add some nice pieces at the deadline. They get the big Swede Magnuson from Moncton, talking about what was he, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, he's a big guy and again, he's going to – they needed help on the blue line and the back end to kind of calm things down, and that's certainly his game.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, seeing him play for a few games there for the Wildcats, you're absolutely right. Big shutdown defenseman, covers a lot of ice, obviously, big wingspan, so a great pickup for them. Jabez Seymour lands in St. John. I think he's a guy, once he finds his footing, St. John might be that right destination for him to get some reps, get some time. And the other kid they pick up, I believe, from Blainville is Radkoff, who has been a nice addition for the Sea Dogs since coming over. So again, building something special, and this is typical Sea Dogs. They know how to work the junior cycle, even if it's been thrown into flux with the NCAA rules. This Sea Dogs team, when I used to live in St. John, follow the team, do a little bit of work with the team, they follow the junior hockey cycle to a T.
Well, now also following that cycle is Halifax, who really stayed put at the trade deadline, and this is a team that is still looking for they're looking for wins right now, and they're currently sitting in seventh in that Eastern Conference. But Cam Russell talked about how he's very impressed by the core that they have. They saw them improve from the start of the season, the midseason, and it really is about putting some kids in some spots that challenge them, make them learn and learn and earn to become a better team.
No, for sure. And, I would hazard a guess that Halifax Mooseheads probably want to be in a little bit better spot than where they currently sit. I would hazard a guess that if you got a legit, honest answer out of the ownership and the management group, they probably thought and wanted them to be in a little better position than what they currently are. However, it is what it is, and you're right. This young core continues to grow and develop, similar to the Sea Dogs. This core is a little bit older than the Sea Dogs core, but you're right. Walters, Blake, Doyle, Bent, Kuliakin is certainly, speaking of Euros who dazzle in this league, he's been everything that's been advertised as well. So again, some big games coming up we talked about within the division, within the conference. Let's see if a new year brings better luck for the Halifax Mooseheads.
Which now takes us to the top of the conference, where we talk about the arms race between Chicoutimi and Moncton. First off, I mean, kudos to the Moncton Wildcats for having a military parade with Hockey Day in Canada, as they get Gardner McDougall onto 32 Thoughts, which again, first off, if you have not seen the clip of Gardner McDougall congratulating Team Canada on earning a bronze medal at the World Juniors, please look it up, because I know the sentiment is you lose a silver, you win a bronze. Bronze is not the outlook, and bronze is not the objective for the World Junior team from Canada. Gardner McDougall, in that speech, reassuring to these kids and saying, look, it hurts right now. It's not the one you want, but later in life, you're going to look back at that medal and be very proud of that with your family. Gardner, again, just an absolute gem. And, that was another example for him getting a shot at, being around the Hockey Canada system. I would expect he's the leading candidate for that World Junior team next year to be the head coach in that spot. He could be a candidate for a job in the National Hockey League. But to go back, Moncton, okay, 32 Thoughts. They get him on that podcast. They got Caleb Denoye in on that podcast. So the hockey world gets to know a bit more about Caleb. They get an opportunity to really showcase their facilities, and that Wildcat locker room, that Wildcat training facility is top notch. I have not got a chance to see the Mooseheads' new facilities. I'm waiting to see that. We'll be seeing that this week, hopefully. But they've basically opened the door to the hockey world, especially to any hockey prospects in New England that are interested in coming up in a free agency spot. That's the resume tape there. That's the bona fide. They certainly showed that off.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, it was an absolute awesome display for the Moncton Wildcats, and you're absolutely right about Gardner. Just to kind of echo that, and I do believe if he wants, he has an NHL job in his future. And it wouldn't surprise me if teams have already been calling him on that. The other viral clip of Gardner, if you recall, or if you haven't seen it, happened at last year's Memorial Cup when the Moncton Wildcats get eliminated in the semifinals. and he calls the entire team. He gets on the ice with the team, calls the entire team over for a huddle on the ice, and the commentators are just like, they've never seen anything like this before. Like, this guy just operates at a different level. The way that he can get down to the players' level and motivate them is truly incredible. Like, just incredible. But to furthermore, yes, Moncton put everything on display, and they have a top-notch facility. What do you think? Memorial Cup in their future, perhaps?
Look, if it's not going to the Videotron Center, it has to go to Moncton,
Oh,
and
they
that's
didn't build that beautiful facility for
no,
nothing.
no, that's a mini Bell Center right there. That's what they modeled it after. This is what they have. That's been the plan all along, and yeah, this is the Memorial Cup has to be going to Moncton at some point. I know we let off with Newfoundland, mile one, or sorry, not mile one, Mary Brown Center.
Right.
And listen, going to Newfoundland for Memorial Cup would be tremendous. But this is among the team, especially if they're able to keep the team of Gardner and Taylor McDougall together
Yeah.
and be able to keep building teams the way they are through this, you know, the way that they have been able to attract free agents and top free agents to that team. Now, the flip side of that, we're talking about these attracting top free agents, Shikuda it's not Shikuda you, it's Shikuda me, goes out and just traded absolutely everything and pushed the chips in to go all in on this year. I mean, we've talked about how Tommy Utah going there. They've made several moves, and just I don't think general manager Yannick Jean is going to be showing up at the draft the next 2 years, because I think they just emptied the cupboards to take their shot at winning this year. They've pushed all the chips in, and this past week when we saw Shikutami again, a big, they Halifax gave them a great effort. Shikutami wins in overtime. Islanders push them until Shikutami pulls away in the third, and then the big game on Hockey Day in Canada against Moncton, 1v2, at the end of a three games on the road, they come out with a 7-4 win. That's a massive road swing for Shikutami, showing why they are currently top of this league.
Oh, without a doubt, and like you say, right, it's almost like they purposely went on a trip to the Maritimes to show off all the new toys they got for Christmas, right? But yes, this roster is scary good. Lucas Beckman, arguably one of the better goaltenders, not even in the Q, but I would even put him up in the CHL. This kid is good. Tommy Lavoie, Jordan Tarigny. It feels like just yesterday you and I were calling his name, or not calling his name, obviously, but we're talking about him at the draft. And your comment there about, and it's not, it just feels like just the other day we were joking about, oh, all the Chicoutimi management and staff should have Fitbits on, because they were just going back and forth to the draft table, picking players, Alex Wang, Maxime Massé, Emile Guité. So they have built through the draft. Obviously, their latest maneuvers here is they're pulling in the last pieces they need. All in they go. Ranked number one in the country in the latest rankings, deservedly so. At the start of the year, we were singing the praises of Blainville, and hey, Blainville still has a heck of a team, but wow, this Chicoutimi team is scary good.
Yeah, and again, the fact I know, I know I'm involved on the TV. We're both involved on the TV side of things for three partner teams: Halifax, Charlottetown, and Cape Breton. We've done some great stuff with the league. We love doing the drafts. I know the rights for this Canadian Hockey League are with TSN, and Flow Sports have the game streaming. Hockey Day in Canada is a Rogers Sportsnet event. That Chicoutimi versus Moncton, 1 versus 2 there, was not on national TV, and that just say it as it is, that the Q has not been on national TV all year, and that no CHL games really are on any type of national TV is something I think needs to be addressed. Like, it's really at this point, the Canadian Hockey League needs to find themselves a spot that they're going to get their games some more exposure. And I know TSN's putting their efforts into it. I know Sportsnet's put their efforts into it, and I understand sports. The business is an interesting business here in Canada, but the CHL being left to the curb in this market is something that I think that some of the brass up top need to take a have conversations to try to figure out.
No, definitely. I mean, it's the future of the game is on display, and like you say, when you got two heavyweights going toe to toe in the middle of the season, after such a flurry of trades in the trade period, and okay, the rosters are now set, and teams are making their push for the playoffs, and like you said it, you got number one and two battling it out. That should have a bigger audience than what it did.
Yeah. And I know there's not easy answers to that. I understand. But I know we are doing the best we can to ensure that we get games onto TV and then we get more exposure. And the more exposure means the more tickets. But hey, let's to get back to hockey though. That's a big win. That's a big win for Chicoutimi. And and I know we started this Chicoutimi Monk talk talking about Gardner McDougall. I'm sure he's taking plenty of notes and plenty of the exercises and examples from that 60 minutes to encourage the Wildcats as we head towards this stretch for the final 20. But big days in Moncton, and again, big days in Cape Breton as well. With the girls U18 World Hockey Championships, and the atmosphere looked incredible down there. It was great to see, and I'll give flowers to TSN who broadcast the whole thing
Yep.
from Center 200. So I know I just started saying, well, why are you doing this? But hey, they put a massive commitment into that, and kudos to them for that.
No, big time for sure, right? Like you just talked about wanting to grow the CHL and the Q in particular. Again, I couldn't agree more and echo your sentiment of kudos and flowers to TSN because I think they've done an outstanding job over the last number of years in an effort to help grow the women's game and growing the women's game here in Cape Breton, in the Atlantic region, but Cape Breton for sure really did get a nice shot in the arm this past week with that event being hosted here. It was really good turnouts. I think they were really pleased with the crowds that they were getting at Center 200 for these games. A lot of buzz around the city. You see these girls walking around town and people stopping them, taking pictures with them. So that was really neat and cool to see. I was covering the U18 Maritime Girls League, and they approached the league because both teams wanted to move the game up an hour so both teams could then go take in the Team Canada semifinal game on Saturday night. So little things like that I think is just so cool for the game, so cool to grow in the game. And of course, as you know, your alma mater is the home to Canada's, probably even, would I be right in saying North America? Definitely Canada's first all-female hockey development.
I would say that you would be right in saying North America.
Yeah.
And again, the Keo Forum, the renovations of the Canada Games complex to the Keo Forum, and it being established for women's hockey, the Cape Breton University. Is It was great to see. I know they had the kickoff, and I know they want to get their story out. And if you have a chance to get down to the home of the Capers, you want to make sure you get a chance to get to the Keo Forum and check
Mhm.
out that building. That's where I learned to skate long time
Okay.
ago, back in the '87 Canada Games.
It's no Avenir Center, but it's a pretty impressive facility.
It is.
Uh,
And Dave, we got you coming up on the 30th. Newfoundland versus Cape Breton. We get to see Justin Larose, who's coming up on the other side of this. We'll get to have a chat with him. And then on the 6th, February, Moose and Eagles here on Eastlink. So looking forward to that. Uh, Dave, thanks again for joining me. And Can't wait to get back to talking hockey. But we're not going to be talking about your shirt. Not 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 talking that patriot propaganda.
We can watch the game together
You know
at the
what?
hand.
I hey, that that Super Bowl we will be in Cape Breton. I really hope I'm not surrounded by that logo that night.
Yeah, you got a few guys in the office
Go Broncos. Go Broncos. See you, Dave.
with their third string QB.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's make the road to the Super Bowl for New England even easier.
That's right.
Mm,
Anyways, they don't want to hear about that. They want to listen to Justin Rose.
yeah. Justin Larose coming up after the break. Hey, we got some great stuff coming up with Eastlink. It's Eastlink TiVo stream is getting a nice little bit of a facelift. It's getting a little bit of an update. We're gonna have a couple new features coming to Eastlink TiVo stream, and you ask yourself, how can you ensure that you get that? Well, again, sign up for Eastlink TiVo to get all of your channel needs through us at 1-888-345-1111, eastlink.ca, or visit us in store. There's going to be a multi-view coming. They're making it easier to browse and pick your sports and talking about sports. If you just sign up for just Eastlink TiVo stream as part of that perfect pair with internet and unlimited mobile, even just the base pack, you got the Prime Sports channels, and you're able to take them with you on the go. So, okay, take a look at the pricing. Maybe if you got Sportsnet Plus, maybe if you got TSN Plus, maybe you got those things, and you say, I want to have both, give us a call. We'll see what we can do for you. Hook you up. Make sure you got everything in your pocket, ready to go at 1-888-345-1111, eastlink.ca, or visit us in store today. Joining me on the podcast, it's a big acquisition for the Newfoundland Regiment, and already it's halfway through their inaugural season. 62 points as of this press time, second in the league in scoring at Justin Larose. And just, man, I really appreciate taking some time this afternoon to sit down and have a chat.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.
Hey, Newfoundland is an interesting and exciting place. Your first couple months in Newfoundland, what's it been like for you? How have you felt about being in a fresh province?
Yeah, I mean, I felt really good. I mean, I was talking in the summer with Gordy, and he was explaining the city, everything here, the fans and stuff, the rink, our facilities and stuff, and it was all excitement for me. I mean, here when I'm just taking the time to like love the city, the fan and stuff, it's just unbelievable. They're really nice with us. I mean, just the city, it's crazy here. I really like it.
7-game home win streak. What has been working for Newfoundland at home?
Honestly, I think it's the fan. Like they're bringing so much energy here. We can feel it, and it's just like it's unbelievable. Like when they're bringing energy, like they knows that they're doing and stuff. Like we just want to win for them, and it's really helps us win game when they're making some noise.
In Drummondville, you played with Riley Mercer and Matteo Rotundi, two guys that are very proud Newfoundlanders. What Who was the first to call you, and what did they say about going to their home province?
Honestly, I don't remember, but if I would say one guy, I think it's Riley. He was really exciting about explaining the city and stuff to me. I mean, he for sure talked to me about the George Street stuff, like it's all the streets of Bar. But honestly, in the season, I'm not really going there. I'm focusing on the hockey. And no, honestly, he explained like everything. Like he said that it's a really nice place to play hockey, and like he said, it's really nice to play here.
Yeah, the George Street's definitely a draw. It certainly would be an interesting place to have a Memorial Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pat McNeil is the one that always talks about how a Memorial Cup in Newfoundland will be the biggest party this country's ever seen. Let's go to your minor hockey career. We'll work our way through. In U15, you put up, I think it was 108 points. Uh Man, Justin, at that point when you're having that type of success, is that where you start to realize, yeah, I have something with this game? Or where did you first realize you were a cut above other kids playing hockey?
Um, Honestly, I would say like I'm a guy that's really humble. So I mean, I'm not like saying, oh, I'm above everyone or whatever. Like I'm not like that. But
Mhm.
at Pee Wee, I kind of realized that I could potentially play really high at hockey. Just the way I was playing, I was loving the game so much, and I mean I still love it so much. I'm really passionate about that game. But I think it was Pee Wee when they or Adam too when it was like Team Quebec, Team like Nova Scotia. We all played in tournaments and stuff, and I kind of realized that like I said, I could probably make it high at the high level, and I still think that I can do it. But honestly, I think it was Pee Wee and stuff.
What's your favorite memories of representing Quebec on those hockey stages?
It was at Minnesota when we all played. Like we had such a good chemistry, the boys together, and it was nice to play there versus like other countries and stuff. And it was in Minnesota when I mean, there was like tight games and we scored and we celebrate like kids together. It was just really nice.
Who were some of your teammates on that team?
Like it was Etienne Morin, Mathieu Caraford, Ethan Gauthier, like all those guys that were there, and it was just fun to play with them.
How much fun has it been growing up with all those guys and being on this journey together?
Oh, I mean, we for sure we know each other. Like if they have success, for sure I'm happy for them. For sure, Etienne Morin, he's close from my town, like probably 25 minutes, so I'm more close with them. And even Ethan, I played with them last season, half of the season, and it was just fun to like catch up. And they're all nice people, and I really enjoy being beside them.
Um, in that Pee Wee season, you also had a chance to participate in the Quebec International Pee Wee tournament. That tournament's coming up. What's your memories from playing in the big rink at that age?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling. I mean, you're a kid and you're playing in the Ramparts ring, and it's just like you can see like all it's super big, and you're just like excited to play there, and it's just such a good tournament for a kid, and it's really nice.
What was the biggest thing in your minor hockey development that you felt got you ready for this stage of hockey? Back when you were, when you're 13, 14, 15, you're still there's still much there's always a love and having fun with the game, but what were some of the things that you found helped you be in this situation?
I would say my training coach. I mean, I'm with him since, like you said, 13. He always been there to push myself in the to push me in the summer like at my highest, and he always wanted me to succeed in everything I want to do, and especially in hockey. I mean, he's always there for me, for my mental, or for just if I have question about like stretching or whatever, all the small details of hockey, he's always gonna be there for me. And just him, he's really a big part of my success.
You got a chance now. Victoriaville is looking at picking you up. You're going into that draft process. What's your memories of the Q draft?
I remember it was like the COVID year, so we were kind of expecting to go like in first round or second round because I was playing in the college, so like it wasn't like a midget AAA or whatever, and we had in a season. But when Vito like interviewed me and stuff, I was super happy like with the feeling I got with them. They were such a good like place to be there. I mean, the coaches there, it was awesome, and even the GM there, like I felt like he was such a good guy, and I was happy to got picked there.
You go that second round, early spot. Was it a relief to hear your name come off the board?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we celebrate with my family and stuff. It was just, it's really fun to have like those memories with your family.
You got a chance. You come up to Victoriaville. You spend 3.5 seasons there. That rookie year, what was your first impressions of being in the queue?
My first expression was like they were all big guys. They were fast. They were like playing fast and stuff. So the first game, I was like, oh, okay, that's gonna be a good league to play. And I think the first game, I think I was in Charlottetown when it was the line of Simoneau and Gay and all those players, and I kind of see them as a like they were super good in the queue, and I was like, okay, like that's a big league. And honestly, I kind of trying to like figure out how to play against them the first year at 16, but they were just really good, and I just said to myself, yeah, that's gonna be a really good league to play.
Yeah, those Charlottetown teams in those days were extremely good. You talk about the league being a big league. You've kind of grown into your frame, but again, it is always going to be big. How do you use your size to your advantage?
For me, it's yes, like I'm 5'9", but like I feel like you can have like this at with 6'3" defensemen or forward, like you can be faster than them, just trying to like protect your puck in the corners, like hit them first, or like just trying to have space on the ice and just had this to advantage. Like you're faster than them, and like it's just about like your mental. If for sure there's gonna be bigger guys than you, but if you want the puck in the corner and like you can make your stories in your head, but you need to get the puck, and that's my mindset. Like if ever like the puck's available, I'll go there and I'll get it.
You always find a way to get it. When you look for at being a smaller player, who were some of the guys you modeled your game after growing up?
When I was younger, I was modeling my game with Yanni Gould that played with Tampa Bay and stuff. He was small, fast, and stuff, and I kind of see him like how did he enter in the NHL? How did he progress himself, like being smaller than the other one? So I would say him, and probably like I would say also like I like he's not small, but Mitch Marner, I like him. Like he's really a good IQ guy and stuff, so I really like him.
You go to stick with Victoriaville again in your third year there. You put up 80 points. You have a tremendous year there. Who were some of the guys, I guess, that in that Victoriaville organization that you played with that helped you find your way in this league?
That's a good question. I mean, my first year they had a really good leadership group. I mean, with Sevigny and all those players, like they were really good. Like just being around you and helping you if ever you had question. But also at when I was 18, the leadership group, like I mean, Maxime Pellerin was the captain, Péo Roy, like they were all there for you. If ever you had family problem or whatever, you can talk to them. It really helped me a lot being like with people such like really nice, and like they were just helping everyone, and it was really great to have them around us.
You got to a point where you were in that leadership group as an alternate captain. What did it mean to you to have a letter on the jersey?
Oh, for me it's just to be there for my teammates, to play with them, to help them to be better, to help them to achieve their goal. And if ever they have question, they all know that they can reach for me a text, call, or even in person. I mean, I'm always gonna be there for them, because I kind of I kind of know like if ever you feel lonely or never like you want to have contact with someone that's gonna help you, and like that's gonna just hear from you, and I want to be there for everyone in my team.
I love to talk about again. You've had some deep runs with Victoriaville in the playoffs. What are some of the similarities that you see from teams from Victoriaville that went deep in the playoffs with the organization you have now?
Well, I mean, for sure, I by going far in playoff, you have like experience and stuff, and if ever like you know what's the game, you know what's gonna happen. Like further in the playoff, you got like teams getting tired and stuff. I feel like it's all gonna be mental. Who's gonna want to win the most? Who's gonna do the details the most? And who's willing to do everything for the team? So I'll just bring this to the table, bring like experience for my team, and try to win everything.
Justin, you spend 3.5 years with Victoriaville. You got traded at midseason to Drummondville. What was that emotion like?
For sure, it was a weird feeling, because Victo and Drummond are really close, and the fans are really close. It's like a rivalry, and it was a weird feeling. But when I first came in the dressing room at Drummond, there were guys there waiting for me just to say hi. That they're really happy to have me, and it was just really nice. And I kind of felt that they had a really good chemistry. So it was easier to go there and just to feel good because they were all good guys and it was good.
We had a chance to cover Drummondville in the playoffs. The loss to Halifax and a tough 7-game series. But what's your memories of playing with the Volts?
Oh, I mean, the way they're playing fast. The way they approach the game with philosophy and stuff. Like they're just the team that they're hard to play against. They want to win every time. And I feel like they're really professional. Like the equipment manager there, he's professional, and the coach there too. So I think they're just a really good team, and they're hard to play against.
They are hard to play against. This week, when this podcast goes out, you get set to host them twice in Newfoundland. Those are big measuring stick games for this team. How do the regiment match up with this Drummondville team?
Oh, this week we're focusing on details that's gonna help us win the games, and for sure, like you said, like they're fourth in the league, and they are a really good team. They have a lot of speed guys in the front. They're big, good goalies, but honestly, we're gonna focus on what we're doing best and trying to figure it out how to win. But our preparation this week, our practicing are being really good, and we're excited to face them.
The logjam right now, um, from basically 3 through 10, it's 10 points separates that spot there, and a lot of people tied in at that 42-point spot, I believe it's. Uh, when you look at that, and how how much is everyone grasping how critical every point is in this next 2 months?
Oh, the next 2 months gonna be huge. I mean, I'm focusing on the team, focusing on wins and stuff. For sure, I have stuff that I want to complete, and I'm really focusing on that, and also with the team. I mean, I'm playing with really good guys. I wanna achieve the 100 points for
Right?
sure, but for sure my team's gonna always pass in front. Like they're such a good group too, and we want to win. So yeah, I'll help them. I'll help them win.
Yeah, and again, I just bring up the standings here. You guys are sitting at 50, and then you've got 3 teams: Armada, Shawinigan, and Rouen ahead of you at 52, and Drummondville's there at 55. Uh, it is it is critical to make sure you have seating not just in the first round but second round as well because of the crossover. But I do love that you come back and talk about how you have a goal to get 100 points. Of course, team success is going to come before that. What are some of your other goals here on the season?
Oh, for sure, it's to win the. I mean, I won't say it now, but to win
Hmm.
at the end of the season, like probably like the thing that everyone wants to win.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's probably my. I mean, it's my last year, so I want to win, and I want to prove that Newfoundland's a really good place to be. And like the coach, I mean, the coach are unbelievable. Like they're approaching us as pros, and it's really nice to play with them and stuff.
I'm glad you bring up coaching. I'd like to go a little into the weeds with you here. Give me something you've learned or something you take away from your 3 coaches. We'll first start off with Gordy Dwyer with Newfoundland.
Gordy's he's everyone knows he's a tough coach. He's gonna be on you every time. Like he wants the best for his players, that's for sure. But even if you're doing 5 points or 1 point, he wants more from you. He always wants more, and I really like that he pushing us as our at our limits, and it really helps us to become pros one days in the NHL. Also, like our assistant coach, like Beast, his nickname Beast, like he's there. He wants to help you, like, and even with Rory, our other assistant coach, like they're all there to help you to achieve your goals, and it's super great to have them. Like it makes you feel good, and it's gonna be easier for the next step to approach when you have coaches like this.
You have a half season in Drummondville. What you learn and take away from Sylvain Favreau?
I mean, I think that I kind of learned like the half season. It's kind of like the other half's gonna be harder. I think. But also like just bring everything you got every time. It's gonna be easier, and I think I approached the half season better than my first half season.
Um, Carl Mayette with Victoriaville. What do you learn from Carl?
Carl, I mean, he's really a funny coach. I mean, everyone like him. He's there. He's even when we were playing a rebound or two puck, he was there. I mean, he could probably score every time he's on the ice. He kind of showed numbers when he was playing in the QMJHL, but like he's just a funny coach and. Same thing, he's always gonna be there for you. Like I can text him like tomorrow and he's gonna answer and help me. But like for sure I would say he's really a funny coach and it was nice to kind of meet him and play for him.
Okay. And I'll give you again. I'm not sure if it was kind of a translation thing, but for Favreau, what do you take away from Sylvain?
Yeah, Sylvain's same thing. He's such a good coach. He's every time he was speaking in the room, everyone was listening to him. Like he motivates the troops. He's bringing phrases sometimes like as like philosopher and stuff, and it was just kind of makes sense every time he was speaking, and he was really inspiring players.
If I could go to your minor hockey career, who was your biggest influence? Which coach was the biggest influence on you in minor hockey?
I would say probably Daniel Portelance and Joey D'Oliva. Joey D'Oliva played with the Olympic Gatineau when he was playing in the QMJHL back then. And they were always saying, like, because yes, when I was playing like M15 in college, yes, I put a lot of number, but I mean, they were always there to say it's not like just point doing numbers and stuff. It's to win. Like they were always there for me with my attitude, with my school, with everything. That was my model.
Justin, you had a chance to go to the Montreal Canadiens camp in 2024, a week up with uh, with the big club in Montreal and having that hockey experience. What was that like for you to go to a club, the hockey club that's in Quebec?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like I'm from there. I'm from like 50, no, probably 30 minutes without traffic from Montreal. So I mean, playing there, it was really special. I kind of try to stay focused on hockey without like saying, "Oh, I'm here. I'm in Montreal." Like in the team that you always dream to play. And honestly, I just focused myself to bring everything I got to show that Montreal. I really want to play in the NHL. And during that camp, I kind of learned a lot of stuff with how they kind of build their camp and all the little details that they were explaining. I kind of put them in my toolbox, and I really enjoyed to be there, and I'm for sure that's gonna help me to play one day in the NHL.
I know you're 30 minutes from Montreal. We've talked about how you played in Victoriaville, you played in Drummondville. Some of those places, the longest trek you have for most games is 4.5 hours. Your shortest trip for a road game now involves a plane. What has that travel been like for you after spending 4 years in central Quebec?
For sure, it's different. For sure, I mean, for my family, they were always there in Victo and Drummond, and even at the Bell Center, they were there with me, my brother, my family, and like even my girlfriend was always there to the games. And for sure, now when I mean, they booked some flight, they came like probably I think 5 times each. My brother is working in the RCNP in Campbellton, so he's not really there yet, but he came in Mountain St. John. He's finding some ways. But for my family, I think that's the big difference. They're not there every game. But for me, I kind of see that like it's such a good experience. Like you're flying every time. You're with your teammates. You're with your family, and it's just super great. I mean, I kind of approach that like it's just experience that you're putting in your toolbox and you're just living it, and it's really nice.
To be fair, everybody that gets into this, they want to end up having all their road games by a plane. So you already are halfway there, Justin. There's that goal achieved, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, the next goal for you and the next step is taking you to Ann Arbor, Michigan. You've committed to the Wolverines, University of Michigan, home of the Victors. What is it that brought you to decide University of Michigan was for you?
I mean, talking with my agent, talking with the coach there, they were all really like nice. They were explaining like their program and stuff, and I was just like really happy that the program was really good. And I mean, everyone knows Michigan that they're bringing a lot of NHL, like they're bringing a lot of guys in the NHL, and my main goal is to play in the NHL one day. And I kind of, I mean, they have my confidence that like they're just like really good. I kind of felt like the coaches when he was talking, he was like just focusing on stuff that I really like, and it's kind of helped me to choose the decision to go with Michigan.
Folks, it's been a long time since we talked Eastlink here on the Around the Maritimes podcast, and we're going to talk about cell phone data. And the fact that we haven't talked to you about this in a long time is because we're off of Christmas, and at Christmas, spending time with family. You have family you could share on a family data plan to be able to make sure that you keep your bill as reasonable as possible, and everyone gets the data. They don't have to run out. It's a win-win for everyone. I got 4 people on my bill. All right. We share 100 gigs of rollover data, which means roughly every month I got 200 gigs. With the 4 of us on there, the bill, it's fine. It's a cell phone bill. Don't get me wrong. It's a cell phone bill, but it's pretty reasonable for what we get. And everybody's got their data needs met. Mom, she uses her 2 gigs. Dad uses his 600 megabytes. I use my 60 gigs, and on the other line uses maybe 10. But the fact that we have everything under one bill, it makes it easy to share the data. No one's running out. We're all good. And that's through eastlink.ca. So if you check out the website for all the details, call 1-888-345-1111 or visit in-store today, because the family that data shares cares, right? I think I don't think marketing's ever going to use that. You know what they do use? They do use Eastlink, a proudly Atlantic Canadian company. Just we've got 20 games left in your final regular season. We've talked about your goals, but when you look at your team, who are some of the guys that you expect to have big things out of them in the next 20?
Oh, I think Marek Danicek. I mean, he's doing special stuff on the ice. I mean, he's scoring a lot of goals. He's putting he's putting a lot of work in practice and stuff. But honestly, all of them, they all want to win. And also, like my linesmate, I'll talk about them like Sharky and Belanger. They're all like super nice. I mean, they're putting stuff in the practice. They're working really hard. So I'm expecting a lot of from them. So yeah, I think yeah, both those three are pretty much like they're really good.
You knew Gordy was a tough coach. You knew that Acadie Bathurst was always a very hard place to play and always a grind against them. When you realized you were going to this team, how much did you want to buy into that identity?
I really want to buy in that and identity, but because I think that Gordy's kind of modeling the system as a NHL. I mean, to play in the NHL, like to hit every time you have the chance to hit the work ethic that you need to bring every game, the expectation that you have like by Gordy just to give him like the your A+ game every night. And I think that I was just really happy to come in that team and just to fit in that identity because I really like that way to play hockey.
What's been your favorite part about Newfoundland outside of hockey and away from the rink?
I would say the view that you have at Senior Hill.
Yeah.
It's a place that everyone should come visit, and it's just really nice. Like the for sure that sometimes in the winter they have a lot of wind, but no, it's such a nice place. And even like we have like the point of the east, like something like that. We have the of North America,
Hmm.
so it's kind of nice to go there to kind of see where's where's the point and stuff, and it's super nice.
How about the half-hour time difference?
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. My first reaction when I kind of noticed that, it was like, okay, why is that an hour and a half from like the time different
Uh,
from Montreal? I kind of don't know why. I kind of like realized it before that it was kind of weird, but like it's weird. I can say it to you. It's weird.
and I'll ask, have you had a moose burger yet, or have you had a chance to eat some moose?
No, not yet,
Not
not
yet.
yet. I'll
Okay.
try it
I'll
for sure.
say this, Justin, the best burger I ever had in my life was a moose burger on George Street. And it was the meat, the sauce, everything together. Didn't even need cheese on it. Best burger I ever had in my life. So I'm sure somebody's going to be able to get you a feed of moose meat. When it comes to off ice for you and away from the game, what are some of the things that you enjoy personally? What are some of the things that you get your energy from?
Honestly, I would say like for sure out of hockey. I mean, it's my last season in the QMJHL, so I
Mm,
really want to give everything I have to like go in the NHL
yep.
and stuff. So I really like to stretch doing stuff like watching my game sometimes, or even with my coach, we're doing videos sometimes, and he really helps me. But out of hockey, it's probably spending times with my billet, spending time with my billet brother. They're all really nice people, and I really like them. So it's kind of nice just to talk with them, talk about life and stuff. So yeah.
Is it hard to believe that this is your last season in the queue and it's gone by so fast?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to one guy today, and he was saying, "Hey, you have like maybe 20 games left in your QMJHL career," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's true." I don't know my last game how it's gonna be my feelings, but I'm focusing on winning, and my 20, I think 20 or 22 games left. I'm focusing on everything I got to make my team win.
It's when you think about the 20s that you've played under and you've seen their emotion on their final game and some of the things that they've said. How do you feel you are going to react in that final game? I know the goal is to be lifting a trophy. But once it's all said and done and your Q career is over, how do you anticipate that going?
I mean that at 19, 18, 17, or 16, like you see the 20s, some of them are crying, some of them are just like sensible about like their last game, and it's really normal. So you kind of don't know what is like, why are they crying or stuff.
Mm.
But at 20, 22 games left, like I mean, you kind of feel the same thing that they're feeling. It's kind of a end of an area, and it's kind of a step that you need to take for your new future and your new future career in the hockey. And I kind of realize it now that it's so almost finished, and I want to give everything to my team to make them win, to make them feel good, and just to finish on a great note.
Well, I know it's you still got 20 games left. We're seeing you on January 30th at Cape Breton. Looking forward to that. And I know you're going to give it your all in the last 20 and you're all in your last playoff run. And again, the fight to make the NHL through the University of Michigan. It's you're looking forward to that challenge and looking forward to that battle. Justin, thanks for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thank you, and have a great night.
Thanks again to Justin Larose and Dave Kernoon for joining us today. A great conversation with Justin as he talks about the run here with his final season happening in Newfoundland, and the Gordy Dwyer has that team moving in the right directions. As of this time, 7 home wins in a row. Big test against Drummondville coming up, but this stretch to the postseason is going to be an exciting one to follow, and especially due to the fact that these teams, as we've talked about with Dave, as you have to find your way up from that 8 and 7 spot to try to find yourself into 5, 6 overall due to the fact that these teams cross over in the second round. So seeding in that spot, oh so important. Now, I do want to say one thing. Start of the night, I talked about, hey, you never know. Yeah, if you end up in Birmingham, Alabama, they don't speak a lot of French. I do want to point out that Due to Data USA, the census said there's around 366 households, which is 0.2% of the metro area of Birmingham, Alabama, has French Cajun roots. So, of course, and that would be some roots to Atlantic Canada and the Maritimes. So I know I do say if there's always going to be pockets everywhere you go to find your culture. In fact, I was on a subway in Tokyo and I heard a lot of French being spoken because it was next to the international school and the embassy of France was nearby. So, hey, you never know where you're going to have to use your language skills. I'll be using my language skills this week because we've got even more action coming up on Eastlink, and I'm always linguistic when it comes to the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League here on Around the Maritimes, the official English language podcast.